Italian government and all the Italians coming and visiting New York City and all the Americans of Italian origin living here should be proud and grateful to John LaCorte. Thanks to him, we have this bridge named after Giovanni da Verrazzano.
1909, the Verrazzano Monument, which is in Battery Park, was created by the Italian immigrants. They respond because there was a prejudice. Now, they gave credit to Hudson as a discoverer of New York Harbor. And that was wrong because Hudson used the maps of Verrazzano 34 years later. But he never got any credit because there was no organization, there was no one interested. And I proved that the history books were prejudicial. They were wrong. It was not Hudson, it was Verrazzano who did it. The legislature in Albany was having a hearing to appropriate about $1 million to celebrate Hudson for discovering New York Harbor. Now, when I read it, I went to Albany and told them that Hudson did not discover harbor. It was Verrazzano. So I gave them documentation, and they said, we have to speak to Governor Harriman. I said, Governor, this is a great injustice. Something should be done. He said, I never heard of Verrazzano. I said, here's my documentation. He said, okay. He says, give me 30 days to let my historian verify your documentation. And 30 days later, I went back to Albany. I said, Mr. LaCorte, you're right. The New York Times announced on December 55 that they're going to build a bridge between Staten Island and Brooklyn. And that's where Verrazzano landed on April 17, 1524. I said, the right thing to do is to name that bridge Verrazzano.
Whenever I look at this bridge, I cannot help but think of him, and I cannot help but how wonderfully he projected the values of the Italian people here in New York and all over the world.
But unfortunately, the election came and he lost. Governor Rockefeller won him. So I had to go back again to see that he would keep the promise made by Mr. Harriman. So he said, yes, I will. So I asked him to give him a letter stating that he will support it. So when he said to me, don't you trust me? I said, I do trust you, but it would be nice if I can show my friends in Brooklyn that I got in writing. When Mr. Moses, who was in charge of that, he heard Verrazzano, he said, who can pronounce Verrazzano? It's a difficult name. You know, I said, Mr. Moses, can you spell Cascasco Bridge for me? Nah. He said, no, well then, if you can spell Cascasco, you should be able to spell Verrazzano. It's much easier. When President Johnson read about, he said, what's happening? We got so many Americans we could honor. Why honor a man, Verrazzano? What the hell is he? He was, for 4 centuries, was forgotten. And he couldn't understand. So he invited me, I want to meet this crazy man, John LaCorte. And I went there. I was giving a reception in the Oval Room in the White House. He said, tell me the story, how did you do it? And when he heard the story, he said, I can't believe it. That one man without education, no political influence, nothing, was able to convince 5 states, because according to law, you have to have 5 states to approve it. So I had to go to North Carolina, South Carolina, New Jersey, New York, Rhode Island, Maine, and prove it to the governors. The history books were wrong. President Johnson said, gentlemen, we have no alternative to accept John LaCorte. It will be called the Verrazzano Bridge. That was the greatest victory of my life. It's Verrazzano Bridge is the greatest monument. It goes to prove that one man can do it. One match can start a fire.